I will explain important previous year's CET questions from lesson D and F block elements. Here, first I give very important hints to solve this lesson. First, we know that the D block elements consist of 4 here 3D series, 4D series, 5D series and 6D series. D block elements are put in 4 types of series: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series and 6D series. 3D series start from here 3D series start from scandium and it will end with zinc. Scandium with atomic number 21. It has electronic configuration for outermost electronic configuration for scandium is 3D1 4s2 for scandium. Scandium next titanium with atomic number 22. It has outer configuration 3D2 4s2. Similarly, scandium, titanium, vanadium 23. It has configuration 3D3 4s2. Vanadium next is chromium, atomic number 24. It has 3D5 4s1. It shows anomalous electronic configuration. After chromium, we move to manganese, atomic number 25. It has a 3D5 4s2. So after manganese, we have iron, atomic number 26. Then cobalt, iron, cobalt, nickel, then copper, then zinc. See here it is 26. Atomic number of iron 26. It exhibit 3D6 4s2. So cobalt 27. It has 3D7 4s2. Nickel it has 3D8 Cr 4s2. For copper it has 3D10 4s1. For zinc it has 3D10 4s2. Here first you people come to know that scandium with atomic number 21, it has valency electronic configuration 21 4s2 means it contains only one electron, one unpaired electron. For titanium 22, 2 unpaired electron. Vanadium 23, 3 unpaired electron. Chromium 24, it contains 3D5, 5 unpaired electron. For manganese also 5. For iron 26, it has D6, 6 unpaired electrons. It is not like that. So you have to, I give one hint. If D orbital contains 6 electrons, the number of unpaired electrons is 10 minus 6, that is 4. For 3D6, it has 4 unpaired electrons. For D7, you have 10 minus 7, you have 3 unpaired electrons. For D8 system, you have 10 minus 8, it has 2 unpaired electrons, like this. This is the very important hint you have to follow by solving this D and F block elements. First, listen to me. First, I read the question. The highest magnetic moment is shown by the transitional metal ion with D configuration. We know that the magnetic momentum mu is depends on N. N means the number of unpaired D electron. N means the number of unpaired D electron. The formula to calculate magnetic momentum mu is equal to square root of N into N plus 2. If number of unpaired electrons N increases, magnetic momentum increases. To solve this type of question, first you have to calculate N. N means the number of unpaired D electrons, the number of unpaired d electrons. Now see here, for 3d1, the number of unpaired electron is only 1. For d5, the number of unpaired electrons is 5. For d7, already I explained, for d7, 10 minus 7, the number of unpaired electrons here is 3. For d9 system, 10 minus 9, you have only one unpaired electron. See here, for d9 1, for d7 3, for d5. So the highest magnetic moment depends on number of unpaired electrons. So highest unpaired electron n is equal to 5. Highest here, the option is B. Next I move to another question. A transition metal ion exists its highest oxidation state. It expected to be behave as an oxidizing agent. See here, we know that a transition metal ion exists in its highest oxidation state. Highest oxidation state means, for example, KMnO4. Its highest oxidation state is +7. It does not show +8. So, it is not possible to increase its oxidation number. So, it acts as a good oxidizing agent. Next, I move to question number 3. A transition metal exists in highest oxidation state. It expected to be behave as an oxidizing agent. Here option A is correct. Next I go to fourth question. The formula mass of Mohr salt is 392. If 1 mole of it is oxidized by KMnO4, so in acidic medium, the equivalent mass of Mohr salt. To calculate the equivalent mass, we need the number of ions lost or gained. So we go to KMnO4. KMnO4 is a good oxidizing agent. So Mohr salt, the formula of Mohr salt is ferrous ammonium sulfate. In Mohr salt, iron present in FeSO4. FeSO4 means iron present in +2 oxidation state. So KMnO4 here oxidizes Fe +2 to Fe +3. So oxidation number increases by 1 unit. Therefore, to calculate equivalent mass is equal to, here, molar mass of Mohr salt, molar mass divided by the number of electrons involved here. So how many electrons here lost here? +2 to +3. The change in oxidation number here is 1. So answer is 392. Option A is correct. Next I move to question number 5. Formation of colored solution is possible due to. Already I explained you that. So in coordination compound, here N represent the number of unpaired electrons. If the number of unpaired electrons is there, to exhibit color, transition elements exhibit color because due to the presence of unpaired d electrons. Unpaired d electrons. These unpaired d electrons undergo dd transition, then they exhibit color. So to exhibit color, N contain unpaired d electrons. So option B is correct here. Next I move to question number 6. Which of the following forms a colorless solution? Already I explained. Here, if a transition element or transition metal contain unpaired electrons, if N is equal to 1, 2, 3 like that. If it contain unpaired electron, then it exhibit color. For colorless, it contain pair. Here, if D contains 0 or D10 system, then the transition element is colorless. So you have to check the number of d electrons here. So we move to chromium plus 3. Already we know that atomic number of chromium is 24. For chromium, so atomic number is 24. It has 3d4 4s0, but it will be converted into 3d5 4s1. For C chromium 3 plus, you have to jump 3 electrons here. So for chromium 3 plus, it has 3d3. So it has unpaired d electrons, so it exhibit color. Then I move to titanium. So for titanium, atomic number for titanium is 22. Atomic number 22. So it has 3d2 4s2 electronic configuration. So for titanium plus 3, so it exhibit 3d1 4s0. It contains 1 electron. So it is color. It contains 1 electron. So next I move to scandium plus 3. See here, scandium plus 3 as atomic number. See here, scandium atomic number 21. So scandium exhibit 3d1 4s2. So in plus 3 oxidation state, it gives 3 electrons. Its configuration is 3d0 4s0. So the number of unpaired d electrons is 0. So scandium plus 3 is colorless because it contains d0 system. Next I move to question number 7. Mercury is a liquid metal because see here, so if metallic character depends on number of unpaired d electrons. If number of unpaired d electrons increases, metallic character increases. But mercury has completely filled electronic configuration d10. So d10 electrons, it has completely filled d orbital. So this results in weak metallic bonding. Metallic bonding depends on number of unpaired d electrons. Mercury has d10 electronic configuration completely filled. So option A is correct. Next I move to question number 8. Which of the following has the maximum number of unpaired electron? As here already I explained. To calculate the maximum number of unpaired electron, I move to nickel. As here atomic number of nickel is 28. For 28, it has configuration 3d8 4s2. For nickel plus 2, the configuration becomes 3d8 4s0. So d8 system. d8 means number of electrons in d is 8. 8 means 10 minus 8. It has contained 2 unpaired electrons. N is equal to 2 here. N is equal to 2 in case of nickel. Then I move to copper 2 plus. Atomic number of copper is 29. So it has electronic configuration 3d10 4s1. So in Cu plus 2, it has a configuration 3d9. 3d9 means 10 minus 9. It contains only 1 electron. So here nickel has 2. Copper plus has only 1 electron. So I move to Fe3 plus. For iron, atomic number is 26. It has 3d6 4s0. So in Fe plus 3. Plus 3 means you have to jump 3 electrons. It becomes 3d5 4s0. So D contains how many unpaired electrons? 5. 5 unpaired electrons in Zn2 plus. So zinc has atomic number 30. For 30, it has 3d10 4s0. 3d10 4s0 means it has completely filled electrons. En is equal to 0. Here Which one is highest now? Fe3 plus. Which of the following has maximum number of unpaired electron? Fe3 plus. It contains 5. Next, I move to question number 9. The correct statement in respect to chromyl chloride test. Chromyl chloride test is very important test. It is a confirmative test for detection of chloride radical. First I will explain chromyl chloride test. I take any salt containing chloride ion, Cl minus ion. So for example, I take sodium chloride or potassium chloride salt. When salt is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, for this I am adding potassium dichromate. You are getting an yellow colored solution. For that yellow colored solution, I am adding lead acetate plus acetic acid. You are getting a chromyl chloride. So, during chromyl chloride test, I am getting a formation of chromyl chloride is correct answer. During the chromyl chloride test, I am not getting chlorine gas, I am not getting chromate, I am not getting oxygen gas. Formation of lead chromate is there, not chromate. So only option A is correct. Next, I move to question number 10. The magnetic moment of transition metal ion is root 15 Bohr magneton. Therefore, the number of unpaired electron present in this. So, for this question, I am going to give one clue. Magnetic momentum mu depends on number of unpaired electron. It is the square root of n into n plus 2. See here, the magnetic momentum mu, if number of unpaired electrons n is equal to 1, magnetic momentum mu is 1.75. If n is equal to 2, magnetic momentum mu is, as here if you substitute 2 here, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 2s are 8, square root of 8. Square root of 8 is 2.89. N is equal to 3. Your mu is approximately 3.9. If n is equal to 4, mu is 4.9. If n is equal to 5, mu is approximately 5.9 or it may be 6. Approximately equivalent to 6. See this int and answer the question. The magnetic moment of a transition metal is root 15. Root 15 means it is nearest to 16. 16, square root of 16 is, here, what is the square root of 16? Square root of 16 is 4. It is nearest to 3.9. Nearest to 3.9. N is equal to 3 here. Understand? See here, square root of 15 means it is nearest to 60. Square root of 16 is, see here, 4. Nearest to 4 means n is equal to 3. Okay. Next, I move to same another question. The spin only magnetic moment of Mn2 plus ion is, see here, in Mn2 plus ion, I calculate the n number of unpaired electrons. So, this manganese Mn as atomic number 25. Atomic number 25 means its configuration is 3d5 4s2. So, number of unpaired electrons n is equal to 5 here. If n is equal to 5 here, what is the value of mu? 5.9. It is approximately equal to 6. Okay. Next, I move to another question. A white crystalline salt A reacts with a dilute HCl, gives a gas B, which forms a yellow precipitate. The gas B also reacts with a potassium dichromate solution to form a green solution. A, B, C are respectively. See here, a white crystalline salt, it reacts with a dilute HCl. So, Na2S2O3. Here we have to write Na2 and reaction with HCl. For this we have to get sulfur dioxide gas. So A and B is SO2. It forms an SO2 gas. So a gas B which forms an yellow precipitate. So the gas reacts with a potassium dichromate solution. It forms a green solution. It forms a green solution means, so this is Cr2SO4 thrice. So option A is correct. Next, I move to question number 3. The yellow precipitate formed during the chromyl chloride test. Already I explained chromyl chloride test. During chromyl chloride test, the yellow precipitate formed is lead chromate. Answer is lead chromate. Next, I move to question number 14. The spin-only magnetic moment of Fe2 plus ion. For Fe2 plus ion, I am going to calculate N. So, iron, it has atomic number 26. So, it has configuration 3d6 4s2. So, for plus 2 Fe plus 2, 2 electrons are jumped. So 3d6. If D contains 6 electrons, N is equal to 10 minus 6. It contains 4 unpaired electrons. If it contains 4 unpaired electrons, so already I showed you one int here. See here, already I give one int air. If it contain n is equal to 4, mu is equal to 4.9 air. So mu is equal to 4.9 means the option C is correct. See here n is equal to 4. So n is equal to 4. So mu is equal to 4.9. It is approximately equal to 5. Option C is correct. Then I move to question number 15. Which one of the following has magnetic moment 1.75? To get a magnetic moment, mu is equal to 1.75. So N is equal to 1. So you have to calculate the number of unpaired electrons here. So in a titanium has atomic number 22. It has configuration 3d2 4s2. So in a titanium in plus 3 oxidation state, it becomes 3d1 4s0. So it contains 1 unpaired electrons. So answer is titanium 3 plus. And next I move to another question. The spin-only magnetic moment of Ni2 plus ion. What is the atomic number of nickel? Atomic number of nickel is 28. 28 means its configuration is 3d8 4s2. So nickel plus 2 as configuration 3d8 4s0. The number of unpaired electrons here is D is equal to 8. So you can write 10 minus 8, it is equal to 2. N is equal to 2. So if N is equal to 2, N is equal to 2. So magnetic moment mu is equal to 2 into, here, what is the formula? I already given 2, then n is equal to 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2, 4, 4 2 is 8. For n is equal to 2, mu is equal to square root of 8 Bohr magneton. So option D is correct. Then I move to question number 17. It is a very easy question. Silver iodide is used for producing artificial rain because silver iodide has crystal structure similar to ice. The crystal structure of silver iodide is similar to the ice. So it is used for producing artificial rain. Next, I move to question number 18. Which one of the following shows highest magnetic moment? So, if number of unpaired electrons n increases, magnetic momentum increases. So, we have to calculate the number of unpaired electrons. So, iron atomic number. For iron, atomic number 26. For atomic number 26, it has D6 configuration. For D6 configuration, N is equal to 10 minus 6 number of unpaired electrons, 4 here. For cobalt atomic number 27. For 27, it has D7 configuration. 10 minus 7, it has 3 unpaired electrons. For chromium atomic number 24, it has 3d4, 4 is 2, so 3d5, 4 is 2. For chromium plus 3, you have to remove 3 electrons, 3d3, so it has 3 unpaired electrons. For nickel atomic number 28. For 28, it has a 3d8 system. So 10 minus 8, it has 2 electrons. Look here, the first one, iron, Fe plus 2, it has 4 unpaired electrons. N is equal to 4, highest here. N is equal to 4, highest. So it shows highest magnetic momentum. Next, I move to question number 19. In a transition series with increase in atomic number, the paramagnetism. See here, in a transition series, as you move from scandium to zinc, we know that as we move, first the number of unpaired electrons increases up to D5 configuration. So after D6 pairing will start, so N is equal to decreases. So the answer is first increases to maximum and then decreases. Next, I move to question number 20. The IUPAC name of the complex ion formed when gold dissolves in aquaresia is. When gold dissolves in aquaresia, we get tetrachloridoarate 3 ion. Here R8 present in plus 3 oxidation state. Option 20 is A is correct. For question number 20, option A is correct. Next, I move to question number 21. Which one of these is not known? See here, copper present in all the halides. Copper halides are all known except cuprous iodide is not known because this cuprous iodide is unstable. This cuprous iodide undergo dissociation to form cuprous iodide and iodine. So option B, which one of these not known? Cuprous iodide is not known because it is unstable. Next, I move to question number 22. The correct statement is the earliest member of lanthanide series resembles calcium in their chemical properties. So, question number A is correct. Here option A is correct. The extent of actinide contraction is almost same. No, the actinide contraction is more compared to lanthanide. So this is incorrect statement. This is incorrect. In general, lanthanides and actinides do not show variable oxidation state. This is false because both lanthanides and actinides shows variable oxidation state. Next, option D. Cerium plus 4 in aqueous solution is known. Cerium exhibit plus 4 oxidation state also. So, it is known. This option is also incorrect. So, only option A is the correct statement. Then, I move to question number 23. So, observe the question number 23. A metal sulfate and treating with ammonium hydroxide gives white precipitate. That white precipitate and treating with excess of ammonium hydroxide, you get an Y. That Y and dissolving in H2S, it gives a precipitate Z. So what is M and Z? So in this case, if I use M is equal to, if M is equal to Zn, I can write zinc sulfate and treating with ammonium hydroxide, you can get Zn. Zinc hydroxide is formed. It is white in color precipitate. This zinc hydroxide on treating with excess of NH4OH. So you are getting an Y, that is zinc sulfide. So it is on treating with excess of NH4OH, I get Y. So zinc, see this Y on treating with H2S, I am get Z is equal to zinc sulfide. See here, the option A is correct here. Next, I move to question number 24. The electronic configuration of gadolinium GD3 plus is atomic number 64. So, electronic configuration gadolinium GD3 plus is xenon 4f7 5d1. Option B is correct. Then I move to question number 25. On heating potassium permanganate KMNO4, one of the following compounds is not obtained. See here, when I am eating, see here, on eating potassium permanganate means KMNO4. KMNO4 on eating, it will gives K2MNO4 and it also gives MnO2 also. Then we have to write first the chemical reaction, then we have to decide. This KMNO4 on eating, it will gives K2MnO4 plus MnO2 plus oxygen. See here, MnO2 is there, oxygen is there, K2MnO4. On eating potassium permanganate, one of the following is not obtained. Option A, MnO is not obtained. So option A is correct. Then I move to question number 26. The bivalent metal ion having maximum paramagnetic behavior among the transition series. Maximum paramagnetic behavior means you have to calculate the maximum number of N. You have to calculate N here. For Mn2 plus manganese atomic number 25, it is D5 system. For this Mn2 plus N is equal to 5. Then for copper 2 plus. So copper has atomic number 29. For 29, it has configuration 3D 10 4s1. So it has D9 system. So 10 minus 9, it has only 1 electron. For scandium plus 2 atomic number 21, you have 3D1 4s2. It contains N is equal to 1 here. For copper plus 1, for copper atomic number 29, it has 3D10 4s1. N is equal to 0 here. In this case, N is equal to 0, N is equal to 1, N is equal to 1. So, Mn plus 2 contain the number of unpaired electrons 5. So, it has maximum paramagnetic character. Option A is correct. Next, I move to question number 27. See here, I move to question number 27. So read question number 27. When a brown compound of manganese is treated with HCl, it gives a gas B. The gas B taken in excess reacts with NH3 to give an explosive compound C. What is A, B, C, E, R? See, first I take MnO2, manganese dioxide. This manganese dioxide, see here, a brown compound of Mn is MnO2. This MnO2 untreated with HCl, it gives a chlorine gas, Cl2 gas. This is A and chlorine gas is B. So this chlorine gas taken in excess reacts with NH3. This chlorine gas and reacts with NH3 gives an explosive NCl3. So this is C. So A is MnO2, B is chlorine gas and C is NCl3. Option A is correct. Next I move to question number 28. It's very easy question, no? Mn2 plus compounds are more stable than Fe2 plus compounds towards the oxidation state of +3. So in this case, you have to write the electronic configuration. We know that half-filled and completely filled electronic configuration is more stable. See here, what is the electronic configuration of Mn in a +2 oxidation state? So Mn atomic number 25. So it has 3d5 4s2. So in +2 oxidation state, it has 3d5 4s0. So it has half-filled configuration. So it has half-filled electronic configuration are more stable. To convert Mn +2 to Mn +3, we have to remove the electron from d5 system. It requires more energy. So Mn2 plus compounds are more stable with half-filled d orbitals. Next, I move to question number 29. Which of the following statements is wrong regarding lanthanoids? Here, lanthanoids, 3 means trivalent. Trivalent lanthanoid compounds are predominantly ionic in character. So, lanthanum 3 hydroxides are mainly basic in nature. The ionic size of lanthanum 3 ions decreases with increasing in atomic number. So last option, lanthanum 3 compounds are generally colorless. We know that all lanthanoids and actinides, they contain some F unpaired electrons in F orbital. They exhibit color. Here option is wrong. This option is wrong. See here, we know that all lanthanum 3 compounds are ionic in character. This is correct statement. Lanthanum 3 hydroxides are mainly basic in nature. It is correct. So, the size decreases with increasing in atomic number due to lanthanoid interaction. All the 3 options are correct, but 4th option is wrong. Next, I move to question number 30. Which of the following is an amphoteric oxide? We know that vanadium pentaoxide and chromium trioxides are amphoteric in nature because vanadium pentaoxide and chromium trioxide, they react with both acid and bases. So they are amphoteric in nature. Next, I move to question number 31. Which of the following oxidation state is common for all lanthanoids? Already we know that all lanthanoids exhibit common oxidation state plus 3. Option 3 is correct. Next, I move to question number 32. The electronic configuration of transition elements X in plus 3 oxidation state is shear inert gas 3d5. So, what is its atomic number? We don't know. Element, it is M. It has configuration argon 3d5 in plus 3, M plus 3. In M plus 3, it has argon 3d5. It becomes M, we have to add 3 electrons. It becomes argon 3d5, 4s2, it becomes 3d6 in plus 3. So, you have to add 3 electrons, plus 3 electrons. So, d6, 3d6. So, to get 3d6, so atomic number is 26. Answer B is correct. Next, I move to question number 33. KMNO for potassium permanganate acts as an oxidizing agent in alkaline medium. When alkaline KMNO4 is treated with potassium iodide, iodide ion is oxidized to iodate. Iodide ion is oxidized to iodate. Here, potassium iodide and treated with alkaline KMNO4, potassium iodide here is converted into potassium iodate KiO3 in basic or alkaline medium. So option C is correct only. Here, KMNO4 acts as a good oxidizing agent in alkaline medium, neutral medium as well as in acidic medium. But in acidic medium, KMNO4 convert potassium iodide to iodine. But in alkaline medium, it converts potassium iodide to potassium iodate KiO3. Potassium iodate, IO3 minus is the correct answer.